Welcome to Around the House Northwest, presented by PGE and Oregon Kind of Energy.
Welcome into another edition of Around the House Northwest here on Fox 12 Plus. I'm Eric G. Coming up today, I'll show you a cool new product to help make those painting projects a little bit easier. And we'll head out to Firehouse Glass in Vancouver to showcase the art of glass blowing and how you can incorporate it into a fun DIY project yourself. But first, we always kick off the show with our Perform Like a Pro segment. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to walk you through the steps of a home office makeover. Today, we'll start the process by painting with a new texture technique I came across online. Take a look.
Now it's time for Perform Like a Pro.
All right, guys, today we're going to start a brand new project, this room makeover. And we're going to paint the ceiling in here and do all the walls in a very dramatic color. And we're going to test out a brand new process that I saw online for treating the walls with a texture, which could be a lot of fun. Our first step is to take down the light fixture and all the wall plates. Let's get to some painting. All right, guys, I turned off the breaker, so I got the power off. Now we're gonna take this light out of here because this thing's not going back in. I'm gonna let this hook do the holding for me so I don't have to worry about it. One less thing I have to hold on to while I'm taking this out. So I'm going to loosen up this screw right here. Get this down so I can disconnect the wires out of it. All right, let's get this out of the way. I can go live another life someplace else. All right, guys, we're gonna try a brand new process that I saw on social media, so I wanna test it out and see how it works. And what it is, it's like a Venetian plaster. So all you have to do is mix up two parts. It's gonna be drywall compound and paint. And so what we're gonna be doing today is using the Miller Paints Evolution, and this is the Avante Gothic. It's a really dark, rich color. It's gonna be great for my office here. So what I'm gonna do is, the problem with this process is that if you don't know the mixture you mix up, you'll never recreate it. And if I'm gonna do all the walls in here, I need to have a system and a formula. So that's what we're gonna do right now. The best mix, they say, from what I could see, is 2 parts paint, 1 part drywall mud. So we're gonna mix that up. So I'm gonna measure it out on a scale here, so if I wanna recreate it again, it's gonna match. All right, so I'm gonna take this, and pour about half of this into the bucket. About half right there. I'm cool with that. Set that out of the way. And then we're gonna take some sheetrock mud and put it into here, so that way we know how much we're weighing out. So I've got this zeroed out. Just gonna eyeball this and see how we look. So we're gonna try with that and see where we go from there. That way, if I gotta recreate it, I know what I'm doing. All right, now I'm gonna get to drilling on this with the mixer and just go really slow because this can make a heck of a mess, and the last thing I wanna do is for us to wear it. So I'm just gonna kind of work my way around. All right, I want this to be a little thicker, so we're gonna add a little more to it. This mud is a little light, so it's not mixing in as well as I thought it would. So that's the cool part of this when you're trial and error. All right, now let's put it on the wall with a roller, and we're gonna trowel it out afterwards. First, we gotta paint it on. All right, now we're gonna use this really thick nap roller to put it up on the wall. So I'm gonna put this into my paint tray. Really the edges out here because I'm gonna trowel this, so just like super thick paint the way we did it. All right, this isn't like typical painting. I'm just trying to get product on the wall. So if it's a little droopy, who cares? I'm gonna hit it with a trowel in a minute and smooth this out and make it look like plaster. All right, guys, so now I got the trowel on. We're gonna play around with this and see to get the texture we're looking for. So really we don't wanna be on edge because then I'm just gonna smooth it out. So I'm gonna really stick this flat. Almost flat, just keep this leading edge a little bit up and see how this works. So what it's doing is it's smoothing out. Okay, that's starting to give me the look that I want. All right, I'm trying to get the most varied look out of this as I can. I want this to look like, it's been here for 100 years. So the secret is to keep this about a 1/4 inch off. So I'm just coming in a little bit, and then I'm just kind of doing this so I can really go back and forth and just make it look like I've got that kind of look. Now I've got to do 2 coats on this, but this is going to look absolutely stunning when it's done. I'm kind of a fan. This is going to be cool. All right, I'm not worried about edging this so much because I've got my square edge in the trowel. So if I've got material up on the wall here, I can just come in and kind of squeeze it into the corner like this. And then I can just bring it down with the trowel. I'm going to be painting this other wall anyway, so I got an edge to come up to. And then I can come out like this, out of this, and give us that edge that we're looking for. You can always come in here and grab a little more out of the field right here. Come in like this, and then fix it like that. You know, there are no rules to this, and this is the cool thing with this project, is all the videos I saw online, they had brand new drywall that was smooth. This had about 3 different textures behind it, different thicknesses, and you know something? That texture is gonna make this look like concrete or brick behind it. So that's the really cool thing. It's up to you and your imagination to make this look amazing. All right guys, a few painting tips here before we get started on this corner over here. Now the first thing is when I'm edging in, I like to do that first. I only use about the 1st inch of the brush. Now with this room here, probably 2 coats. I can get away with 1, but I like having that extra durability of 2 coats, which means with a darker color, it's gonna be richer and deeper, which means for a better paint job that's gonna be more durable in the end. Let's start edging up here and getting this so we can start rolling. Another trick too, guys, is if you're on day 2 on a project like this, still get the stir stick out and mix it. Even though they shook it up, it's great to get the rest of that out of there. Leaves a more even paint job that way. That way you won't have any tint hanging around in the corners or something. It's just a good little trick, and it just takes a second to do. All right, guys, I learned a couple things on this project. First off, with our plastering technique, you gotta be really careful with the color that you pick. So if you're doing a dark and moody color like this, the plastering technique is gonna dilute it down with all that white sheetrock mud and make it more pink, purple, blue, or whatever color the base is. So you really wanna take that into account. It's better for grays, light tones, like earth color tones, because that way it'll match the room and not take away and make it a lot brighter. And the other thing is, I do like this 18-inch roller, but it's hard on your body, and when you're doing a lot of painting, especially on a ceiling, it might be too much for a lot of people. This is a project I know you can tackle. It's super easy, and for a few $100 bucks, you can transform a space, and that is a good winter project.